Hi guys, so today just gonna take a look at what I picked up this week. Not a huge week or anything. I'm trying to drop titles like I said, but had a pretty good pile this week. If you go to your local comic book shop and you have a saver, you kind of notice there's certain weeks where it seems like both DC and Marvel will release everything all at once. So this wasn't quite one of those weeks, but pretty close. So this first one here is just Guardians of the Galaxy #1. Marvel recently has tended to just, I don't know if it's for the trades, they have all those people trade waiting, or what, but it seems like every time they have a new story or a new creative team, they start over with #1. So this is Guardians #1. I do like they have up in the corner here, they do have the legacy numbering. So even though this is Guardians of the Galaxy #1, first issue written by Al Ewing, it's really number 163 if you're counting all the different Guardians comic books over the years and series smushed together. So this looks an awesome cover here with Star-Lord and Rocket. Hopefully it's good. The last 12 issues were by Donny Cates, and he was doing a good job. That was an interesting story. So we'll see how Al Ewing does. It seems like they're doing almost like seasons with some of this stuff now, so you can kind of jump in and jump out pretty easily. Fantastic Four. I'm pretty behind in reading this. I liked it so far, and I like the Fantastic Four as a book. So this is number 18. Legacy number 663 by Dan Slott. With Dan Slott, I either love it or hate it. I really didn't like 99% of his Spider-Man run. I kind of liked some of the Superior Spider-Man when Doc Ock was in control of Peter's body, but other than that, it was just way too cartoony for me. But then, on the other hand, his Silver Surfer, if you've ever read it, is just great stuff. Reminds me a lot of Doctor Who. So Fantastic Four so far has been pretty good. I dropped his Iron Man. He was doing Iron Man, and it was just, it was just pretty bad. So Detective Comics number 1019. Tomasi's doing a great job. I'm hoping they keep him on Detective. I'm not reading the core Batman book now that Tom King's off of it, so hopefully they'll keep Tomasi on Detective, because otherwise I don't know what Bat book I'd be picking up. He has a good handle on the character, and I like his writing, but if they took him off and put a new team, I don't know if I'd be picking it up. So this is The Visitor from Valiant, written by Paul Levitz, who's kind of an old hat at the comic books. He was, I want to say, was high up in the DC ranks for a while. Every now and then he'll write something, so this is just a limited series. I figured I'd try it out. I do like to support Valiant as best I can. Some of their stuff is hit or miss. Their Bloodshot stuff, they have the movie coming out. That stuff was too 90s for me, but hopefully this is good. This is just issue 2. I haven't had a chance to get to issue 1 quite yet, but hoping to do that. Make sure it's worth the pickup. Superman 19. This is after the reveal. Be interesting to see if they keep this going. I mean, I know Bendis is on the book, and I don't know how long he's slated to be on Superman, but whether they keep Superman's identity revealed like this, or if they backtrack is always a big deal. I mean, out of all the superheroes, Superman's secret identity has always been kind of the flimsiest, since he's just wearing different clothes and the glasses and does the hair a bit different. It's always been one of those things that people make fun of. So maybe it's okay that they've gotten rid of that duality there. I mean, they don't use it a whole lot. I mean, it's not like Spider-Man where Peter has to take Aunt May to the doctor and also fight a villain. So if they're not going to use it, then why keep it around? This is Shazam number 10. I haven't read an issue of this series yet, but it's Jeff Johns and it's Shazam and it's Dale Eaglesham on the art. So I mean, if I start reading this and it really sucks, I'm gonna be just flabbergasted, because I can't imagine that this is gonna be bad. This cover is interesting because they seem to be fighting gingerbread men in some sort of candy world. But by the time I get through issues 1 through 9 and get to this one, I'm sure it will all make sense and it'll all be worth the while. This is the Old Guard, Force Multiplied, number 2. If you read the Old Guard first miniseries by Greg Rucka, that thing was solid. This is the second series. It just started up last month. If you haven't read the first series, I suggest going and picking up the trade. It's basically a group of like mercenaries who are all like Highlander immortal, and it was a really good book. I didn't even know they were coming out with this until I saw it on Diamond Select. I look through every week to see what I'm picking up, and this Old Guard popped up, and it was like, oh, so really good story, totally worth it if you're looking for a mature reader's book. This is Constantine Hellblazer number 3 from the new Sandman Universe DC Black Label imprint, which is really just their new. I mean, the Sandman Universe to me it's basically just Vertigo. They a couple years back they did away with the Vertigo imprint for DC, but these Sandman Universe Black Label books, that they might as well be Vertigo books. It's for mature readers, 17 plus in the corner there. But I mean, why not just put Vertigo on it, and maybe it's a little easier for parents to know this isn't for kids, Sandman Universe, is he really part of the dreaming and all that? Not really. It's really just their way of labeling stuff that's a little more adult-oriented, so could have kept Vertigo on there, wouldn't have made a huge difference, I don't think, to most people. But that's the last one for this week, guys. We'll see what's out next week. I don't think I wrote anything down yet for my list, but I did. I've been reading through my books. I'm catching up on Daredevil, which is actually really good, by Chip Zdarsky. I'd read a few and then I put it down for a while, kept picking it up, and then just yesterday I read through about 5 or 6 issues in a row, and he's doing kind of like a Born Again thing where Daredevil's not in costume. He's wearing the handkerchief tied over his eyes and doing that thing. So it's interesting. Also caught up in about 10 issues of 007 James Bond by Greg Pak. If you're interested in that, by Dynamite, it's really good. I really like 007, but some of the movies are hit or miss. The movies recently at least have been hit, miss. So, hoping this most recent Daniel Craig movie that's coming out is good. But if you're looking for James Bond stuff, pick up the Greg Pak story because it's 12 issues, and it could be a movie. I mean, the script is great. I read through the first 10 issues, and I thought I had picked everything up. Got to issue 10 and then realized I was missing some, so I jumped on eBay and was able to find a 11 and a 12, which were kind of expensive. They were like $10 each because I guess Dynamite, they're a smaller company, so low print runs, but was able to pick those up, and I look forward to finishing that story out. So that was it for today, guys. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you next week.